Receiving Divine Guidance by Ruben D. Garcia. Every human on this earth has experienced various degrees of drama and trauma. Some of these traumatic events have left many individuals bewildered, confused, to say the least, when a series of conflicting situations can become overwhelming beyond common comprehension, causing a state of physical, emotional, and even spiritual bewilderment. Any individual can be caught in what he considers to be rational and between what is undoubtedly abnormal or maybe impossible. The Bible tells us that all things are possible for God. I agree with all of this. Then, why is it that man cannot at times comprehend why an act, whether a simple forgetfulness, or misdirected word, can create not only a distortion of the known reality to one of distress, causing at times emotional stress, anxiety, and more often sufferings in all aspects of the individual's life, and in many occasions severe stress caused by drama or trauma results in physical discomfort and emotional drainage. It is often debilitating in all of these aspects. In all cases, immediate intervention is required and necessitated to alleviate to some degree the malignant conditions it causes and divert the suffering to one of acceptance and personal reconciliation. The question remains, why as humans can we not understand an event of such magnitude entering our lives, causing physical and emotional havoc to what we understand to be our normal everyday lives? The answer to this question resides and is within all of us. Psychology tells us that for every goal set, a human retains a degree or sense of the desired outcome. The desired outcome is different for every human being, and consequently it differs in appreciation, gratitude, or gracefulness. Consequently, expectancies other than the conceived one often, if not always, brings, shall we call, the worst of us. Take for example a divorce situation. How many times we encountered the news of people at each other's throats for their desired beneficial outcome of each one of them in divorce proceedings. Amiability, friendliness, cooperation are in many times absent and substituted with anger, hatred, and even threats. Sadly, that is but one example of the many situations and events humanity deals with on a daily basis. If we could become the citizens of love, peace, and harmony, our lives would be much more pleasant and within the arms of a mighty and loving God, and that is the core of this article. The key to it all of this ill attitudes is us. We are, whether we wish to accept it or not, we are God's greatest creation as a free will being. No other beings in all of the universes can claim such title, and yet we display behaviors that are intolerable and in many cases unbearable. When such measures are beyond divine acceptance, a divine intervention is necessitated. The Bible describes those divine interventions in which God intervened. The result of such divine interventions often brings about a transformation in humanity or the people affected, at least for a time, until again mankind become inhuman to some degree to many others. This shifting of behaviors throughout the thousands of years of our existence were rooted in the indoctrination of humanity to be cruel, savage, and intimidating, becoming iniquitous and subjugate the ones considered to be of less value to unimaginable existence. However, thanks to great and wise masters, we were given a glimpse of hope and light that a cohesive earth could be accomplished if mankind would change. What was then the malignant root that so often denied the opportunity for mankind to change or be transformed? It was not the ego as described by Freud in his psychoanalysis theory, but in our deep inner core, in who we were and who we are and can be. Then why was it necessary to hide from humanity the truth of what we were and are capable of doing? The occlusion of such principle became the initiative and goal for every dictator or leader toward the masses. It was used effectively and precise as desired by the power elite. Its use was effective for thousands of years until now. Yes, mankind is at the portal of a massive consciousness shift. The cause of mankind's demise was simple: to exercise and maintain for a very long time the ideals of fears. It was fear, just simply, fear, nothing else. Yes, the fear indoctrinated into humanity not only enslaved humanity but his ability to think, not only limiting our aspirations and free will but incarcerating our hopes for a better life. Humanity was easily enslaved to an uncertain future even as early as last century, where wars and its affects decimated not only cities but people. Humanity was controlled by exposing us to our individual doubts, and consequently when placed in a collective it was nearly impregnable and non-destructive. The power of this and more allowed for unscrupulous men to rise to power and coerced humanity to accept, adhere to their desires, creating the roots of our mental, spiritual enslavement that bestowed on us to be children of mishaps rather than been children of God with hearts of love, harmony and peace, as God himself was, is and will always be. Thanks to a divine intervention and the soon-to-take place of a change in humanity's consciousness, mankind can directly communicate his desires, wishes and even dreams to the infinite and divine Creator. After all, we are his children and such, we have in spiritual alliance with him and every being from the angels to the supreme beings that exist in his domain, which happens to be an infinite one, on our quest to rise above the chaotic past into a new earth. A new approach to God, his universe, and of course his heartfelt desire to see humanity, us, at the summit of all things he created. As fear is removed from us and we can request for the invaluable principle of divine guidance in all aspects of our lives from this day forward, humanity existence will not be the same. And as Gene Roddenberry, the author of Star Trek, eloquently provided for us, space, the final frontier. Yes, we will become space explorers and bring a much-needed peace to many others. Thus, we are at the verge of a new change for all of humanity. Rejoice. Be happy and nurture the divine freedom and guidance at your disposal without constraints. Consider this: you are now the master, creator and doer of your future, your reality and your success. Therefore, manifest and create for the well-being of all humanity. Become the spiritual individual taken upon yourself to assemble as a collective and begin building the peaceful and nurturing new earth within your fingertip. The time is now, regress not. Never again focus on your learned fears. Let them go and become the light worker you are and embrace your new adventure. It is going to be a rewarding journey. Be there for the ones that are mystified and in need of spiritual assistance. You have the spiritual tools to assist them. These spiritual tools have been with you all along and you can help them by being an example to them filled with unconditional love, harmony and peace. And so it is and forever it shall be. Love and peace in your life. Namaste.